Charles IV, King of Bohemia and Holy Roman Emperor, had a long and successful reign. The empire he ruled from Prague expanded, and his subjects lived in peace and prosperity. When the emperor died, the whole empire mourned. More than 7,000 people accompanied him on his last procession. The heir to the throne of the flourishing empire was Charles's son, Wenceslas IV, whose father had prepared him for this moment all his life. But Wenceslas did not take after his father. He neglected affairs of state for more frivolous pursuits. He even failed to turn up for his own coronation as emperor, which did little to endear him to the Pope. Wenceslas the Idle did not impress the imperial nobility either. His difficulties mounted until the nobles, exasperated by the inaction of their ruler, turned for help to his half-brother, King Sigismund of Hungary. Sigismund decided on a radical solution. He kidnapped the king to force him to abdicate, then took advantage of the ensuing disorder to gain greater power for himself. He invaded Bohemia with a massive army and began pillaging the territories of the king's allies. It is here that my story begins.
Na kérem, hello, sziasztok! Üdv újra itt a ProvenElites csatornán. Csinálok ebből a Kingdom Come Deliverance-ből egy olyan végigjátszást, ahol hát talán segítség lesz azoknak, akik még nem játszottak vele, mert elég nehéz a game, szerintem. És ugye a quest felépítése is hosszas játszás után éreztem rá, hogy hogyan kellene, meg hogyan lehetne csinálni. Valamint ugye, mivel hardcore nehézségi fokozaton játszok, ezért az is egy úgymond útmutatás, hogy hogyan lehetne úgy megcsinálni a játékot, hogy ne okozzanak gondot ezek a harcok, amik benne vannak, mert ugye szembesültek többen a ténnyel, hogy elég nehéz a harcokat kivitelezni, hogyha nem 1v1 van, hanem hogyha egynél többen nem támad egyszerre ránk. Úgyhogy megpróbálok egy olyan végjátszást eszközölni egy új kezdéssel, amivel azt hiszem optimális lehet, és elég összeszedett ahhoz, hogy mindenki megértse a lényeget. Play Like 2-n fogok játszani, ugye, hogy ne keveredjen azzal, ami már megvan. Elég jól előrítottam egyébként az első végjátszás, viszont tényleg egy kavalkád. Részben az én hibámból, úgyhogy ezt most korrigálom így ezzel a új kezdéssel. Na, hát ugye itt az elején az a szokásos meghaltam, még meghaltam, és akkor kiválasztom 2 olyan negatív perket, ami az egyik az a numbskull, sőt, várjunk, csak lehet, hogy nem. Ugye ez az, hogy lassabban fejlődök, most a fejlődést azt lehet mellőzném, az egyik az, hogy hamarabb leszek éhes, az jó. Over to it, no, better fell into... azt mondja... Igen, ez ugye a pickpocketelésben, az archery-ben, meg a lockpickingben nem sokat segít, mik vannak még? Don't breath very well, and your stamina regenerates more slowly. Lassabban regenerálódik a stamina. Jó, a vérzés ugye sokkal durvább, az se feltétlen jó. Hogyha leszeget rostéllyel harcolok, akkor így gyengébbek a támadásaim. Mik ezek? Az összes statisztikámat lerontja egy időre. Rémálmok, hát... for a while. Ennyi időre. Ugye a kérdés az ez. Somewhere else than where you went to bed. Ez meg a máshol ébredek fel. Ez is érdekes. Suffer much worse injuries than other when you fall. Várjatok, ez jó lesz. It takes is a little fall and your bones break with an awful crack. You suffer much worse injuries than other when you fall. A zuhanás, na ez jó lesz, a brittle bones, ugye ez csak a zuhanásra érvényes, akkor rakjuk be ezt. Mert az XP az nagyon lassan jött, és az nem jó, hogyha azt csökkentem. Az érség meg ez a zuhanástól, vagy a holdebistől nagyobb károsodás, az annyira nem gáz. Ez azt hiszem, ez az optimális a végigjátszáshoz. Egyébként a játék nagyon szép, nagyon tetszett, a történet az tök jó, csak meg kell tanulni vele játszani, mert nem ment úgy, ahogy szerettem volna. Ezért is csinálom ezt újra, hogy optimális legyen minden. Nagyszerű. Egyébként ezt az erődépítést jól kitalálták a emelkedőn a dombon. Kíváncsi így, hogy a XP-t nem csökkentem, mennyivel gyorsabban fog fejlődni a karakterem.
God bless. Same to you. Today's a scorcher.
Well, husband, how goes it?
Good. I should get it finished today. Where on earth is Henry? I need him to run some errands.
He was still sleeping when I went out.
At this hour? Blue-blooded idler.
Well, it looks like he was out all evening, drinking like a lord.
Go and get the lazy bones up then. Quick clout round the ear should do it.
Mm-hmm. Henry! Get up now. There's work to be done.
Mother. Get up or I'll come get you up, you slug of bed.
Hear that?
Itt már
Better
apa
not
szólt.
vex him. Now get up quick. Your breakfast is on the table. Wait, what's this? Have you been... Oh, Henry. How many times have I told you about fighting?
Oh, it's nothing. It's just a scratch.
You've been at that sword play again, haven't you? You'd better pray your father doesn't get to hear of it. You know how he feels about it.
Oh, don't worry, it wasn't that. I just scratched myself is all.
Well, just don't come crying to me if you really do get hurt. Now get up, you rogue.
Nagyon jó a történet, tényleg ilyen egyszerű alap kis hétköznapi kovács legényből indulunk. Jó, a kiukad a sztori, az nem rossz.
A fine state you're in this morning. What on earth did you get up to last night?
Na, ugye a strength alapú karaktert csinálom, mivel az font... Nem, a strength-et azt tudjuk erősíteni. Én azt mondom, hogy a vitality talán az, ami talán nekünk fontos lehet. Nem tudom, ki kéne találni. Lehet, hogy vitalityt kéne húzni az elején inkább. És gondolkodok rajta. Végül is mindegy. Legyen a strength.
And then I was helping Fritz and Matthew with some errands. So I'd say I have a right to be a bit tired.
Well, I've got a feeling there's something you're not telling me. And it's connected with that scratch on your hand. And that suspicious-looking character with a sword who turned up in town recently.
So I'm learning to sword.
Rámegyünk az erőre.
What harm does it do?
Csak az
At least I'll
erőre.
be able to defend myself.
God above, Hal. You know how your father will react when he finds out.
How? What's he gonna do? I'm doing nothing wrong. I just wanted to try it.
On your own head be it then. I can't stop you, and you can deal with your father on your own. Don't come looking to me for help.
Nagyon jó, oké.
Did Matthew and Fritz come looking for me?
No, I haven't seen them this morning. They shouldn't be hard to find. They'll be hanging around a tavern somewhere as usual.
Mother.
You're nearly a grown man, Hal. Father will pass the forge on to you one day soon. You've been courting that Bianca for months now. Why do you have to keep wasting your time with those two layabouts? They're nothing but trouble.
Can I get something to eat?
I left some breakfast on the table. Help yourself.
Is Father angry with me for sleeping late?
He's not happy. Yesterday you promised him you'd help finish that sword for Sir Radzig. He's not as young as he was. And you know how his joints pain him. He's too proud to complain, but he needs your help, Henry.
I know. Don't worry, Ma. Of course I'll help him.
Good. He always says his knees ache when there's a storm coming. I hope they're wrong this time. It's looking like such a nice day.
Do you need me to do anything, Ma?
Ah, you're a good lad. But I'm fine. It's your father needs helping with that sword.
Na, oké, segíteni kell Rattaynak befejezni a kardot. Azt mondta, reggelit itt találjuk az asztalon. Barátaimat azokat teljes mértékben lenézi. Egy csupa részeges, semmit tevő banda az egész. Nagyjából erről szólt a sztori. Ugye itt a alapstatokat, azt a két strength-et, amit kiválasztottam, ezt is így beszélgetés keretei között lehetett lényegében kiválasztani. Igazából ötletes. Itt felveszek mindent, ami az asztalon van már, mert ez kell, ez jó, hogyha van. És akkor kajálgassunk meg. Almát használom fel, az romlik meg talán a leghamarabb. Itt vannak a Terezának a szegek, ez majd küldetésítem lesz, és akkor itt van ilyen gyógypótion, meg itt van 3 mentőpótion. Ezen a fokozaton csak így lehet menteni a gímet, vagy pedig alvással. Valamint itt még további étkek vannak, hát igazából mivel romlandó, nem biztos, hogy megéri felvenni, de igazából mindegy. Vegyük fel, azt majd kiderül. Ez meg ugye lockpick fog kelleni. Nagyszerű. Ugye elmondja a játék a hardcore érvényes szabályokat. Harcrendszer, mentés, meg étkezés, hát mindent igazából elmond.
At least you're up, that's a start. Anyway, we've a lot of work to do today. I'm finishing the sword for Sir Radzik, and I need your help.
With what?
I'm running out of charcoal. Run to the market and buy a bag from the charcoal burner.
I'll need some money then.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Kunesh still owes me for an axe, a hammer, and the nails I sold him a month ago. Not to mention his debt from before. Go and tell him to pay up, at least for the axe and hammer, and then use the money to buy the charcoal.
Kunesh? That drunkard? That'll be fun.
Well, you're a big lad now. I'm sure you can manage. If not, tell him that next time I'll come myself and personally use that hammer to bang those nails into his arse.
Sure he'll be happy to hear it. Is that all?
Not quite. The Chamberlain at the castle has the crossguard for Sir Radzig's sword, which I had engraved in Sasau.
You want me to go and pick it up? All right. Money, charcoal, crossguard. Got it.
And ale. Stop off at the tavern on your way home. I know you'll be going there anyway to see that girl of yours. But make sure the ale's still cool from the cellar when you get back.
Her name is Bianca.
Right, so make sure Bianca draws me a nice cool one. Run along now, work won't wait.
Oké, szóval úgy segítünk a faternek, hogy elmegyünk a keresztvasér a karthoz, a várhoz. Lemegyünk kifogytunk a faszénből, kell hozni faszenet. Pénzünk nincs, úgyhogy van egy tartozása az egyik csókának, akinek eladtunk valami kalapácsot, mert nem tudom mit, azt be kell hajtani. Nagyjából ezek a tennivalók. Faszenet kell venni, meg hozni kell sört visszafele. Itt a Kunesh, ővele kell beszélni. Azt mondja, hogy apám küldött a pénzért. Nem ad semmit, azt mondja, húzzunk el.
You know you owe father for a lot more than just the axe and hammer. If he went to the bailiff about it, you'd be in deep water. At least pay for the tools if you can't pay for everything.
I told you I have no coin, you bastard! Get the hell out of here, or I'll use the axe on you.
Look, I know things aren't easy. The wife ran off, booze is dear these days, and you're as much use as a square wheel. It's no wonder you're short of coin. But a debt's a debt, and I can't leave here without something.
You son of a whore! How dare you speak to me like that? Didn't your thieving father teach you any manners? No? Well, I'll teach you then. Farewell. What's the matter? Come on!
Anyádat.
Oh dear, did that hurt? Oh! Kurva!
Jó, hát. Jó, nagyon ügyes vagy, majd azt, amikor lekaszálok később, akkor majd nézel ki a fejedből. Aknyos.
God!
Még őrug előbb, nem? Én kezdem el, és még őrug előbb. Akkora hülyeség ebbe. Jó, kapja azért ő is. Kapta. Az baj.
You had it coming, you pup. And your old man can fuck off too. Well landed.
Nem enged ütni a játék amúgy.
Take that.
Ha jól ütemben elkapom, akkor kapja. Jó, hát a játék eleje az ilyen, itt ugye nem lehet érvényesülni. Nem baj, eltördeljük a kezét így is, úgy is majd. Hardcore-ban ugye ez ilyen script, tehát itt ezt nem lehet megverni. Sehogy se.
Ma? Ma! I'm hurt. Won't stop bleeding.
Oh, now, stop squealing like a baby and show me that. There you are, good as new. You ought to learn to do that yourself.
Thanks, Ma.
Aztán ennyi, igazából nem csinált velem semmit ez a kis részeg disznó. Így kb. A játék be is mutatja, mennyire vagyunk gyengék, meg esetlenek így az elején a játéknak ezzel a kezdőküldetéssel. Elver minket egy alkoholista. Addig, amíg el nem törjük kezét, lábát majd nem sokára.
A locked chest. I'll need a lockpick to get into that. Fritz might have one.
Good day, Henry.
Ez a Kunesh, ez egy igazi semmire kellő. Szedek pár növényt. Az elején segíthet egy picit. Nem lenne ilyen nehéz szedegetni a növényt, ugye? Nézzük. Na, szerencsére elég gyorsan fejlődik így. Kicsit nehezen spotolható a növény egyébként, sajnos. Viszont itt már, hogy fejlődünk, ahogy látom, már egyszerre többet is felszed néha. Ja, valami már lesz. Így van, többet is már fel tudok szedni egyszer, az nem baj. És megint fejlődtünk, helyes. Itt egy csomó kamilla. Hú, ezen a növényszpotolás még állíthattak volna egy kicsit, mert
I feel quite hungry.
hoztam egy csomó kaját nyugodtságban. Na, jönk almát. Sokat nem szedek ám össze, csak pár darabot, hogy a skillemet kicsit elején meglőjük. Így meglökjük. 5-ösnél talán kapok valami fejlesztést, azt hiszem. 5-ösig kéne elhúzni. Ja Istenem, ez a spot. De nehézkesen akar menni. Oké, hányosan állunk jelenleg? Hadd nézzem. Rendet azt kaptunk egyet. Egyelőre azt félre tartalékolom. 5-ösig el kell húzni. Hogy jó legyen. Ó, itt van zsája. Őt most a zsáját éri meg legjobban egyébként kiszedni. Meg lehet, hogy ez is fejleszt a legjobban. 5-ösig elmegyünk, azt addig szedek növényt, tovább nem. Szerencsére egyre többet kiszedek egy izéből. Egy lehajolásból. Jó, ezekkel a növényekkel meg lesz mindjárt az 5-ös szerintem. Ja, itt van egy csomó, nagyon jó. Ezekkel hamar meg leszünk. De azt fogom csinálni egyébként, hogy potionből is van egy olyan, ami 50%-kal lecsökkent és bekapott sebesülést, de meg is van az 5-ös. Ami majd azért nekünk nagyon jó lesz. Így a korai harcokhoz, mert nagyon gyorsan meg lehet itt halni. Oké, ezt a kettőt már kiszedem, aztán mehetünk is. Nagyszerű. Na, elég szépen felfejlődött. Jó, és akkor nézzük, hogy mit kapunk. Enough fragrant herbs. Ja, igen. Ezt ki is rakhatjuk, igazából ez nekünk tök jó. Plusz 2 karizmára. Na, ennyi elég lesz egyelőre.
Henry, I'm glad you stopped by.
Azt mondja, hogy try to get the axe hammer and nails back. Optional, get a lockpick. Jó, itt van minden.
You can't be serious, Deutsch. Insulting our king.
What insult? I say only the truth. Sigismund has done only what he had to.
He had to abduct the king. He had to lure his cousin Prokop into a trap and imprison him. He had to invade with his army of Tatars and besiege Kutenberg.
Why not? What is this Wenceslas for a king? The empire is falling asunder in his hands. The German counts elected Ruprecht of the Palatinate as king because your Wenceslas would not go to their deeds even.
German counts. Traitors.
Now even the Pope
God be with
is
you,
opposed
Henry.
to your king.
I'm with you,
So are
Matthew.
such lords as
What's going on here?
Rosenberg.
Deutsch is spouting shit.
What?
Just listen and you'll hear for yourself.
Someone has to bring order and reunite the empire.
What do I care about the Austrians? And nowadays, not even the devil himself can keep up with all the popes. Which is the rightful pope? The one in Rome or the one in Avignon?
Do not
Király ellen beszél, ez a csóka.
True though. Wenceslas is the king of Bohemia. Bohemian nobles are on his side. To hell with Rosenberg and his cabal. Sir Rattay is Wenceslas' commander-in-chief. He stayed loyal to the king. And if he heard you talking like this, he would have you whipped like a dog.
Your Diet will soon have nothing left to rule. Jobst had to sell Luxembourg to help your king. South Bohemia is with Sigismund
and don't forget about Kutenberg, where Germans like you kissed Sigismund's feet to keep their heads.
Yes, but
Goodman Deutsch, this is pointless. Let us talk of more pleasant things.
My words exactly.
Deutsch has gone too far. Wenceslas is our rightful king.
Deutsch is an idiot. Well, what can you do? I might have an idea. Deutsch deserves to be taught a lesson. Doesn't he, Fritz?
You're too right, Matthew. Should give him a proper hiding.
Are you mad? Do you want to end up in the pillory? Don't listen to Fritz. I've got a better idea. Deutsch was talking such shit, it made me think of that huge parliament. You know, the one right next to his freshly whitewashed house.
You think we should redecorate for him? Count me in.
Well, I'd rather touch it, to be honest.
Akarják leckéztetni ugye ezt a fickót, ezt a Deutschot, mert hogy a király ellen beszél.
What do you say, Henry?
Király ellenes propaganda, vagy hát propaganda beszéd igazából. És egy frissen fehérre festett házát, azt így összepiszkolják.
And it's our duty to defend the honor of our king.
Megvédik a király becsületét ezzel, aha. Hát gyerek, igazából egy gyerekcsíny.
Alright, I'll do it. But then you have to give me a hand with something.
What do you need?
Kunesh owes money to father and doesn't want to pay. I tried talking to him, but he wouldn't listen. I need more than words to get coin out of him, and I can't handle it on my own.
No problem, we'll back you up. Just as soon as we're done.
Ja, segítenek elverni a Kunest, cserébe én segítek nekik ebben a baléba. Ennyi.
Let's go while Deutsch is still sitting safely in the tavern.
Ez így jó is lesz.
Listen, there's this locked chest I need to get into.
Really? An honest trade not good enough for you anymore?
It's just that someone has something that doesn't belong to him.
Így egyben meg lesz minden csinálva. Tökéletes.
If you say so. It's not skin off my nose anyway. I've got some lockpicks you can have. But if you get caught, you didn't get them from me.
Never heard of you. Thanks, Fritz.
Na, kaptunk lockpicket is, egyelőre minden a tervek szerint halad. Oké.
So are we doing this or not?
Wait. We have to check that the coast is clear.
Why? The Deutsch is in the tavern.
But maybe you noticed after all these years that he has a wife and a son.
And that's a problem?
Aye, it is. Henry, you go and lure her away somehow.
Why me?
Ez a pica kemény parasz gyerek köztük, hogy látom. Oké, ugye mivel itt van kint az asszonypajtás, el kell csalni. Lure Deutsch wife away, igen, el kell csalni. Csókolom néni. Mit szeretnél legény, azt mondja. Your husband making trouble. Épp bajba kerül a férje. Ja, mondjuk neki, hogy a kocsmában a férje hülyeségeket beszél. És hát, hogy valakinek menni kéne, mielőtt bajba kerül, és miket mond. És hogy elmondjuk neki azt, amit mondott lényegében, hogy a Sigismund a jó, szerinte a Wenceslas meg egy hülye. Következő az, hogy a pápákkal beszél, hát actually megemlegette őt is. Oké, jó, megy érte, hogy mielőtt belekerül valami harcba. Ez ennyi. Asszonypajtás elment, oké.
What are you waiting for, soldier? Fire the trebuchet! For king and country!
For king and country, my ass. This is all good, clean, fun.
Nearly as good as having that traitor in the pillory. Nearly. Now that would be sweet.
That's for Sigismund.
Milyen jó móka összedobálni trágyával a házat, nem?
You bastards! What the fuck do you think you're doing?
Hey, Hans, can't you see? We're decorating your house for you.
It's like your old man was saying in the tavern about that traitor Sigismund. We're just doing what we have to do.
Oh, sons! I'll make those smiles off your faces!
Oh, I'd like to see you try. What are you doing here, Zbyszek? Hanging out with this poxy Deutscher? Maybe you'd like to try out the latest German fashion.
Fucker! I'll make you pay for that.
Bunyó.
I'm going.
Innen nem jössz ki a darálóból, kis barátom. Ha még staminám van, addig ütlek. Meg is van. 3-an egyet.
What are you doing? For God's sake! Stop right now!
Azt
The
mondja,
catch pole is on his way.
Damn! Let's go! Run, you
ezeket elvertük. Ezeket elvertük. A városőr ez nem sokat foglalkozik a történéssel. Itt az milyen latán futott a bocskórba. Egész jól fel vannak szerelve ezek a lovagok egyébként. Rajtuk mindenféle. Lét, lánc. Vagy hát inkább városőrök, ezek nem lovagok.
I'll take this. Everything.
They should change and thank you.
Na Kunesh, mindjárt jövünk ki, érted is. Kapni fogja az öreg vénkecske azért, amit tett. Mindig kapott egy pofont, hogy látom. Egyedül a Fitz nem, ha jól látom, ja. Fitz az kemény, a többi az olyan, mint én.
That was pretty close, eh?
That old bastard didn't stand a chance.
True, but I'm worried that fucker Hans will snitch on us.
Well, let him. Then I'll snitch on him. And anyway, what can they do to us for throwing a bit of dung?
Good point. It's not as if anyone really likes the Deutsch.
I need a hand with Kunesh.
Sure, mate. You helped us, so we'll help you.
Na, visszajára. Segítenek a Kunesh ellen. Hát akkor most azt is elverjük. Megérdemli az öreg. Kapni fogja mindjárt.
Kunesh, get out here, you old goat.
Kunesh, te vén bohóc. Hol van az öreg? Add hozzá a VK-ba, mit hoz az? Tűzifát? Na, tedd le azt a kosarat.
What the fuck are you here for? You want me to take a whip to you or call a catch pole?
Just try it, you old drunk.
Oh dear.
De ne! Hihetetlen, nem? 5 kilométerre, mint a Superman, így belém szállt.
I give up. Take what you want. It's not much, but it's all I have. You understand?
I could do with a bite to eat.
Ez lenyomott egyet. Baj. Visszük akkor ezt is. Kunesh barátom. Akkor viszem ezt is, köszi. Na és így már nem lopott a szajré. Nagyon jó. Jó, elvileg jól állunk, és akkor most beszerzem a szükséges cuccokat. Hello.
Good day. See you later.
Na nézzük, eladjuk a cuccokat, ha tudjuk. 3,9, nem sok. Nem sok pénzt ad érte az öreg. És 3. Oké, megpróbálok úgy egyezkedni vele. Kell nekem 10 darab szén. 2,3, az felalkudjuk. Több pénz nem kell úgyse most. Kicsit alkudozunk. Jó, ennyi. De túl sokkal nem szólt feltolni, mert itt úgyse lesz meg.
Hey, Pin, do you want to learn something?
No.
Have you recovered from yesterday's great wound?
It was nothing. Except Mother noticed and had a word or two to say about it.
No mother's happy when a son starts to take an interest in swords. Where there's weapons, there's death. The question is, what do you want?
I don't want to rot in this hole forever. I feel like I don't belong here. I want to live and see the world. But the world's a dangerous place and I need to know how to protect myself.
Spoken like a man. And as it happens, today's your last chance. I have to leave. So, are you ready to get stuck in?
Yes.
All right, I'll wait on the ground by the sheepfold as usual.
Hát amíg jön, addig viszont szedek növényt. Passzosan töltjük az időt. Most már úgyis felmarkolok egyszerre, többet azt lesz, mint eladjak. Ugye az elején az úgyis jó kezdőpénz. Rengeteg zsája van itt, nagyon jó. Zsája a legdrágább, 0,3-at adnak érte vissza. És 100-at kiszedek, az már rögtön 30. Oké, jó, menjünk tovább amúgy a kardosra. Még lesz ennyi, mehetünk. Még ezt. Közel kell lenni egymáshoz, és akkor szedi fel. Éhes a karakterem folyamatosan. Félpoklos.
So, can we get started?
Persze.
We can.
Elvilegezem a kardoktató.
And since today's the last time we'll be seeing each other.
Ez utolsó nap, hogy látjuk egymást. Itt hagyja a helyet a csóka. Mi is ennek a neve?
Very well. Let's start with the basics. Keep moving. Your life depends on it.
Maradjunk mozgásba, az életünk múlhat rajta.
All right. Now try to hit me. You have to put your weight into your attack. If you just fiddle around, you'll get nowhere. Try slashing from different sides. Unpredictability is the key. Never repeat yourself.
Soha ne ismételjem magam.
Fine. Very good. Very good. Now you're getting it. Very good. The point of the blade is for stabbing. Try it a few times.
Stabbing? Ja, igen. A szúrás.
Fine. Good. Good, good. Let's try something else. One strike, I can fend off without a sweat. But if you chain your strikes, I'll have a much harder time. As soon as you land one blow, follow it with another. Very good. Very good. Nice.
Oké. Ez volt a basic.
Right. That's enough. I don't know about you, but I'm tired and thirsty. Remember though, train hard. No one becomes a master swordsman overnight. You have to work and work. And the main thing is to use what you've learned in real combat. There's nothing better than experience, believe me.
Na, így nagyjából jók vagyunk szerintem. És fejlődött még egy szintet a HR-ba, az jó. Tízesig H1 onnantól még jobb lesz. Herbalizme.
Good day, Henry.
God be with you, Henry.
I feel a lucky throw coming my way. How about you?
Eldobom az összes pénz, ami maradt.
We'll see whose side Lady Luck is on.
Na nézzük. 1, 2, 3, 5. Még egy egyes.
Lace, linen and silk. Come right up and take some home.
Egy darab egyes.
This'll be the one.
Még egy egyes. Még egy egyes, persze, persze. Remélem, hogy belefulladsz, nem, és nem hiszem el, hallod, ilyen van.
No point in pushing it.
Ugyanott tartunk, jó van. Igen, mert egybe kell meglenni a többnek, vagy különben nem ér semmit. Az igen. Jó, hát nem csalt le, az a lényeg. Ezt szoktam úgy hívni, hogy kamu.
Kettles for water, baskets for goods and torches for the night. How are you?
Rédeljünk egyet, haver. Mivel nincs szükségem ennyi cuccra. Eladjuk a kamillát, és majd szedek újat. Zsája. A többit meghagyom kajázásra. Sőt, ezt még eladjuk. Alkodok rajta, egy kicsit hadd fejlődjünk.
Sure, why not?
27-re.
Satisfied? A nice sum. Just lower your demands a little and we'll agree.
Hát igen, itt még kell gyakorolni, 26,5. Mondjuk itt sok szerepe nincs ennek a pénzes dolognak, úgyhogy mindegy. Na, elkérem a sört, azt mehetünk.
Just as you ordered.
God save, my lovely. You're looking well today.
You too, handsome.
Ez a
What brings you
barátnőnk.
here?
Azt mondja.
Beauty, of course.
Hazudunk egyet.
Oh, noble sir. I'm as honored as any simple maid can be.
Így kell.
And apart from my beauty, what else might your worship desire?
Azt mondja, pitcher of. Micsoda, igen, a faternak hoztunk, vagy hoztunk.
Pitcher as usual?
Aye.
Szokásos piáért jöttünk.
But of course.
Viszünk sört.
Thanks.
It's on me today. You can pay me back this evening.
Out of the question. Here you go. And this evening I'll have something more for you.
I can't wait.
Thanks. You'll have something to look forward to this evening.
Jó, megvan a sör.
Oh, by the way, that shifty-looking fellow was asking after you.
Vanyek?
I suppose. He's a man who makes his coin robbing honest wayfarers. I'm sure of it. I'll be happy when he's gone for good. But what in heaven's name are you up to with him?
He promised to teach me how to use a sword.
What use would that be to you?
Enough. You sound just like father. I'll be going now. See you this evening.
Hal, I've got something special for you.
Is that so? Now what would that be?
Your favorite Savior Schnapps.
Really? You're an angel.
I hope you'll thank me properly later.
Savior Schnapps, ez a mentőpoti. Oké, mehetünk is. Elrendeztünk mindent elvileg, még a keresztpasér visszafele beugrok.
I'll be with you.
I'm with you, Henry.
How are you?
I've just been to the tavern. The Deutsch was saying all kinds of shit about how Sigismund should be king.
That bastard. One day he'll get his teeth knocked down his throat if he doesn't shut up.
Father sent me. We're forging a sword for Sir Radzik, and the Chamberlain has the crossguard and pommel. Father had them engraved in Sasau.
Right. They're here. The Chamberlain gave them to us for you. We looked them over. Beautiful work. I've never seen anything so fine.
I can't wait to see the sword. Just make sure you don't botch it.
When did I ever botch anything?
Where shall I start?
Shut up and give me what I want, or I'll kick your ass this evening.
Right away, your lordship.
Magnificent. Shame I can't keep the sword for myself. Well, I better go if we're to get the job done by this evening.
Godspeed. See you later in the tavern.
You certainly will. After today's work, the ale might even be on me.
Crossguard for new sword. Nagyon jó. Elvileg akkor meg is van minden.
About time. Have you got everything I wanted?
I have charcoal, the hilt, and the ale. We can start.
Good job. Let's have it then, son. Well done. Right. Let's see what kind of job the master in Sasau did for us. Look at that, lad. Well, that's what I call craftsmanship.
What does the inscription mean?
Damned if I know. Doesn't look like Czech to me. Latin, maybe? Lord Radzik ordered it. This will be the finest sword I've ever made. Have you got the charcoal? Good. Then fire up the forge. We'll put it all together. By the way, someone paid me a call. I reckon you might know what it was about.
I'm not sure.
Really? Because I'm pretty sure you and your friends threw dung at Deutsch's freshly whitewashed house. He was here with the catchpole earlier, and it was not a friendly visit. What got into you, Hal?
That Deutsch was talking treason in the tavern about Sigismund and the king. He got what he deserved.
Got what he deserved, did he? You can go and clean up the mess you made and apologise to him. I have a trade to run. The German pays well, and having my son in the pillory helps nothing and nobody, least of all the king. You understand?
Yes.
Look me in the eye, Henry. Do you understand?
I understand.
Good. Then we'll never have this conversation again.
So you think it's right to let traitors speak ill of our king?
The boy gets caught, making a fool of himself, and he still hasn't learned his lesson. So Deutsch spouts rubbish, and what? You turn into a common thug. You might win a fight with violence, but you'll never win an argument. Remember, Henry, if you want to convince someone that they're wrong, try using your mouth and not your fists.
The furnace is ready.
Right, we'll do the grip. I'll heat it up, and when I take it out, you slip the grip on so it fits exactly. You know what you're doing. Do it. Good. Once more. That's it. Done. Now file it down so it sits well in the hand. I'll prepare the guard.
Father, why did you leave Prague? Who ever heard of a master swordsmith making horseshoes in a village?
I had my reasons, Hal. And here I have another reason. Why would I want any other life?
Do you remember Emperor Charles?
I do. Life was good under his reign.
Better than now.
He built half of Prague and a score of castles, had a bridge made over the Moldau, and founded a university, and all without a war. He knew how to rule.
Better than Wenceslas.
Better by far. But Wenceslas doesn't have it easy. It's hard to step into the shoes of someone whose like is born only once 1,000 years.
What about Sigismund?
Do you think Charles would have brought an army down on his own people like Sigismund? No. Wenceslas may not be the equal of his father, but Sigismund, he brings shame to the royal name. How's it going? Give it here, and we'll put it all together.
Kérdés, hogy ez hogy marad úgy?
It's magnificent.
Indeed it is. The Lord be with you. My father sent me for those nails.
Good day to you, Teresa. They're ready. Will you fetch them for me, Hal? They're in the trunk in the living room.
Oké, ugye ezt kivettem már. Ezt már kivettem, viszont gyorsan csinálok egy ilyen ládanyitást itt. Azt nem lesz rá időm később. Nézzük csak, hogy van ez. Hoppácska. Az beletört. Oké, másodjára meg lett. Jó. Ezeket kiveszem. Mondjuk lehet, hogy előbb kellett volna, mert akkor megnyertem volna kockás bulit, de mindegy, így is jó. Oké. Azon már a szeget.
Here are those nails you wanted.
Thanks. So, how's Bianca?
Hogy van Bianca? Remekül.
Just wondering, will you be going to the dance this evening?
We will.
Megyünk táncolni este? Persze, hogy ne.
Maybe we'll see each other there.
Talán találkozunk.
I'll be on my way. That sword is truly beautiful.
Jó van. A kötényben jól lehet látni, igen.
Fine lass, eh? Now stop staring at her and come and see this. It's time for the trial by fire.
Ó, várjál, markolatot most fejezte be, még köré futtatott valamit, ezt most nézem csak. Bőrt talán.
We did a fine job.
I would expect nothing less from such a renowned swordsmith.
Those days are gone, sir.
You haven't lost your skills, though. Would you like to try it?
Sir, what good is a sword to a commoner?
Let him try it.
Mi ez?
You still have a lot to learn. Ask your father to show you how. He knows what he's about.
Learning his trade will serve him better in life, sir.
Perhaps. But who knows what the future holds for each of us. I see that you almost have it finished.
It just needs a polish, then Henry will bring it to you.
Excellent. Fine work, very fine. A sword such as this will bring honor to its bearer. What say you, Svan?
True, Sir Radzik. If I'd have had its like back in Nicopolis, things would have worked out differently. How odd to find such an accomplished swordsmith working in a place like this. A man of his talent would have no problem making a fortune in Prague or Vienna.
You're right. It's a very long and peculiar story.
I'd be glad to listen to it over a cup of wine, but duty calls, and I must leave. Here you are. Learn from your father. He truly is a master of his craft.
I'm sure our paths will cross again.
They certainly will.
Once it's ready, send your son up to me with it. Good work, Martin.
Sure.
Good work, Martin. Köszönjük. Oké, meg vagyunk.
It's been an honor, Sir István. Have a safe journey to Sasau.
The honor is mine, Sir Radzik. Thank you for the hospitality.
Sir István.
A long, peculiar history. That was a long time ago. I might tell you about it sometime, but not today.
Will you teach me how to use it like Sir Radzik said?
Why?
Well, it could come in useful. Maybe I'll travel a bit before settling down. I'd like to know more than the tavern on the green and the forge.
You know the trouble with an adventurous life, son? It can end before it gets started. I might teach you how to handle a sword, and then someone will shoot you with a crossbow as soon as you set foot outside the house.
You talk as if you've seen it happen.
A man my age has seen a lot. Being a blacksmith might bring no glory, but it has its benefits, like keeping your head on your shoulders. I want to end my days in Skalitz, here, beneath the linden tree and by your mother's side.
Well, so do I, one day. But first, I'd like to see the world, meet new people.
Meet them or beat them?
Meet. You have to keep going on about it.
Then you've no need to learn swordplay.
Na megjött a futár, ez az.
A messenger. He was in a hurry. What's happened? Listen to me, Hal. Listen carefully. Take the sword, go into the house, and grab anything else important from the trunk. Go to the castle. Hurry. And what about you? Your mother is in the village. I'll fetch her and we'll follow right behind. I'll go with you. No. You'll do what I say right now. Give the sword to Sir Rattay. If anything happens, he'll take care of you. He owes me.
Nem is értem ezt a próbálkozást. Hogy ez mi volt ott.
Quickly! We have to close the gates! Move! Come on, we're closing! Move it, people! Come on! We're running out of time! Oh, Henry! Thank God! Get inside quick! We have to shut the gates! Get running, people! Come on!
Mind this for me.
Are you mad? You can't go back! Get through the gates! Come on, Hal! You can still make it! Run! Find a horse! Ride to Talnberg! Tell them what's coming! Warn them! Run by the moat! There's a path down there! Jump down from the wall and flee!
Na, itt mentünk egyet. Aztán akkor a menekülés ideje lesz. Ugye nagyon más nem is tudok csinálni.
Go, Tal! picsába, mi ez? Nyírjátok ki a fattyút!
Ajaj. Nem indult valami jól. Utánam lőttek, mi volt az a hang? Na futás, kaptunk egyet lábra, vérzünk, méghozzá elég jól. Ezek előttek mellettem, jó van. Nem... Édesanyád is. Rövid lesz. Na gyere! Abba bízok, hogy nem tudtak átugrani, ez az. Jó, innentől kezdve ezt nyertem is. Elvileg, gyakorlatilag mondják, kiderül, mert még tölérhetnek. Pihentetnem kell a lovat, mert hamar elfárad, ugye ez ilyen lopott ló nem bírja. Jó, hát ez a trükkje ennek a résznek itt, mert amúgy végig a segünkbe jönnének. A patak mellett fel balra, azt a patakot átugorva ők beakadnak ott. Azt kényelmesen el lehet gyalogolni, ameddig kell, király. Ez így ennyi. Gyert ki!
Quickly, everyone! Get your asses here! Hey! And loose! Hagyjuk! Húzzunk innen!
Na, megmenekültünk, ennyi. Szép.
Someone give him a drink. And bring hot wine and bandages. Tell me, boy, who are you and where are you from? What in hell's name happened?
I've come from Skalitz. They burned it to the ground. Slaughtered everyone.
Who? Who burned it to the ground?
A huge army. They attacked without warning. And they weren't Czechs or Germans either.
Who then?
I don't know. I've never seen armor like it or heard their language. Maybe Tatars?
Tartars, you say? Yeah. Well, we'll deal with that later. First, let's have a look at that leg of yours. Grit your teeth, boy. I'm gonna pull that arrow out. Easy. All done. You were lucky, lad. The arrow missed the bone. It only needed bandaging, and I've done that often enough before. War is a good teacher. Can you stand? There you go. Good as new.
Thank you.
If you idlers nothing better to do, get back to work. You'll have to speak to Lord Divish. Can you manage? Sir, this is a survivor from...
I heard, Robard. Tell me, boy, what exactly happened? Did you see the ensigns of the attackers? And were there any more survivors?
So, I don't know what army it was, but it was huge. There were dozens of banners flying on the hill above Skalitz. The ones who did the slaughtering spoke a strange language. They burned Skalitz to the ground. But a lot of people took refuge in the castle. I wasn't quick enough. And as I fled, they shouted from the battlements that I should come and warn you.
The soldiers the boy didn't recognize. They could be those Cumans of Sigismund's. It said they came to Hungary from the east, and now they're the core of his army. Sacking Kutenberg must have given him a taste for stolen silver.
Skalitz is a small castle, sir. If Sigismund attacks, they can't hold.
Indeed, Sir Robard. And our small garrison would be no help, even if we could risk sending them.
You think we're next in line?
Maybe. What's your name, boy?
I'm Henry, son of the Skalitz blacksmith.
I know him. Did he make it inside the castle? I'm sorry. It's in God's hands now. No one else can help us. Anyway, thank you for risking your neck to warn us. Robard, take care of Henry. Make sure he gets something to eat and some rest.
Yes, sir.
And get all the people inside the gates. We have to prepare for the worst. Make all the necessary arrangements.
As you command, sir.
Nagyon jó. Nem nézünk ki valami jól amúgy.
You've done well, lad. I'm sorry for your loss. You must be all done in. Why don't you go to the kitchen and have a good meal? Sorrow is easier to bear on a full stomach.
Hát ja, ez
I heard
rám
about
fér.
your father. They say he was a swordsmith who moved to the countryside to make horseshoes. I can't understand why he'd waste his talents, but I'm sure he had a fine reputation. It's a great loss.
Reputation lost, miért?
Ah, milady. You're fortunate our good lady Stephanie of Talnberg has graced us with her presence.
My lady, I'm honored.
So this is our brave young man. Welcome, lad. Bozhena here will take care of you. No doubt you're tired and hungry.
Indeed. How could he not be, poor soul? After everything he's been through, he must be as hungry as a bear, aren't you, young master? Here you are, then. Eat your fill.
And a little wine to wash it down.
Thank you, my lady.
When you're done, you can go and rest with the grooms in the outer bailey.
No, that won't do, Sir Robard. After all he's been through, he deserves a proper bed. Let him sleep in a lodge in the courtyard.
Certainly, milady. Young Henry here is overwhelmed by your generosity.
Yes, yes, thank you, milady. May God reward you for your kindness.
Eat up now. You're in capable hands, so I'll leave you to it. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, man.
When you've done, you can sleep in the bedchamber of the courtyard lodge. And don't forget to take off those filthy boots before getting into bed.
Na, együk tele magunkat, az jó lesz. Ja, most először azt hiszem meg, ami nálam volt. Mert megromlik csak azért. Ezeket még azért elrakom. Ez már lopás, oké, akkor azt hagyjuk. Na, megyünk le, pihenünk egy picit. Mehet a szundi. Hát egy laza 11 órát húzzunk neki.
Today the patrols will be doubled. Keep your eyes peeled. If you see anything out of the ordinary, report it immediately. Understood? Yes, sir.
Na, dupla készültség van. Dupla készültség van, hát a támadnak.
Yes?
It is I, Henry. Forgive the intrusion. I didn't wake you, boy, did I?
My lady, no, not at all. But what brings you here at this hour?
I thought you could do with a little wine. It's just what you need to help you sleep.
My lady, thank you. You really shouldn't. You could have sent a servant.
I was going to, but to tell you the truth, I couldn't sleep either. I thought of you while saying my prayers. How awful it must have been for you. I came to offer you solace, to let you know you're not alone.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
You're welcome. Now, Henry, I know this is all very new and strange for you, but I want you to feel at home here. You're not to worry about anything except getting better. God knows you've been through a terrible ordeal. I know what it is to be left alone in the world, although your loss is much greater. But with God's help, the pain will ease in time. And it can help to talk about it, if you feel like it.
You might be right, my lady. I'll tell you what happened. It was terrible and unexpected. The day started just like any other. Father sent me into town on some errands. A fellow by the name of Kunesh owed money to Father, who sent me to collect it from him. Only Kunesh had no intention of paying. It got a bit heated, as often happens when there's money involved, but Kunesh still wouldn't cough up the coin. Father was too generous for his own good.
letting even a scoundrel like that buy on credit.
Oh.
When I'd done all the errands, I headed back home. I promised Father I'd help him with his work, and I was looking forward to it. He was forging a sword for Sir Radzig. The sword was taking shape when Sir Radzig himself came to have a look at it. He praised Father's work and said that with his smithing skills, he could easily make a living in Prague or Vienna.
You don't say.
But Sigismund's horde was already on the horizon, ready to attack the town. A horde of soldiers was amassed. Pennants flapped in the wind, the armour glinted in the sunlight, and the horses whinnied impatiently. They were waiting for Sigismund to give the command to attack.
How awful.
And then death descended on Skalitz.
Azt mondja, Bianca, azt nem láttuk, hogy megölték, they killed my father and mother, azt
Father told me to
láttuk.
take shelter in the castle while he went to get Mother. She was stranded in the town, surrounded by Sigismund's butchers. And then I saw him knocking down one Cuman after another. I never saw him fight like that. But then the leader of Sigismund's raiding party, a knight in full armour, saw Father and charged at him. He cut down my father without a thought. And then he turned on my mother. And he murdered her in cold blood.
You poor boy. May the Lord have mercy on their souls.
I ran to the castle like our neighbours to take cover, but I didn't make it. I had to find another way to save myself. The men on the battlements called down to me to flee to Talnberg and warn you. I was lucky I knew a concealed path around the castle. I needed a horse to get to the safety of Talnberg and to warn you all.
And with all that was happening, you thought of others like a good Christian.
Then I heard a scream. It was Teresa, the mill wench. She'd been caught by a gang of Cuman savages who planned to violate her. I had Sir Radzig's sword, and even though there were several of them and they were better armed, I had to try and save her. I wanted there to be at least one person I'd helped. And I succeeded, even though it almost cost me my life. After that, I stole a horse from them and rode off.
Like a valiant knight.
I'll never forget the horror. It will haunt me for the rest of my life.
That's terrible. How could something like that happen?
God alone knows why he lets such things happen.
Oh, you poor boy. I understand your grief, but God is not to blame for the ills of this world. That is the work of Satan and those who do his bidding. Those who are corrupted by greed, envy, and pride. You must not lose faith, whatever life brings. Fate has not been merciful to me, and my husband either. Although in comparison to the horrors you went through. I was young when I married my husband. It was my father's wish. Divish was a lot older than I, but a woman must bear her lot. Shortly after our marriage, before I even got a look at Talnberg, the castle was stormed and my husband was imprisoned.
Really?
My husband had some quarrel with Sir Havel Medek of Valdek, who decided to resolve it by force. He stormed the castle, burned down the village of Probislavitz, and killed many of our men, even the old chamberlain. He imprisoned my husband in the castle and put his own garrison there.
That's awful.
I was barely 18 years old, and all of a sudden, I was left alone with Sir Robert. We didn't know what to do. We went to Prague to appeal to the king and sought help from Divish's friends, but all to no avail. We tried for years, but it seemed I was destined to be left alone and my husband to rot in jail in his own castle.
Years, you say?
7 years. That's how long it took before Havel was condemned as an enemy of the crown. And even then, he refused to surrender the castle and release my husband. In the end, I raised the money to pay a ransom, and only then, by the grace of Lord Jesus, did I finally lay eyes on my husband once more.
7 years. And was Harvel punished for it?
Never. And after 7 years, my husband returned to me an infirm old man.
Sir Divish seems like a good, strong man.
Certainly, only he has many concerns. He had to rebuild Talnberg. After he was released, the king appointed him Burgrave of Prague Castle, and he was very busy. He had no time for me at all. But at least we were in the city, and there was something going on. And now, we're here.
My lady, you're still young and beautiful. Your best years are still ahead of you.
Would that that were true, lad. Would it were true. But what am I doing bothering you with this? You have troubles enough of your own. I'll go and let you sleep. I enjoyed our little talk, Henry. Good night, and God bless.
Good night, my lady.
Na, Lamúr. Oké, örökhet tovább az alvás.
Help us, son. Don't be a coward.
Henry, wake up. You don't want to miss this.
What is it? What's happening?
Come to the battlements. One of our patrols reported a company heading here from Skalitz.
Azt mondja, hogy együnk káposztát, ez segít. Káposzt egyébként az egyik legjobb cucc.
You might be right. Listen up. If it's Sigismund and his army, prepare for the worst. But don't be daunted by their numbers. Heed my commands, and all will end
What's
well.
going on?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Why would Sigismund advance on Talnberg in the night? Especially since he's lost the element of surprise after the raid on Skalitz.
Maybe it's not him.
Then who is it? The scouts Jivish sent to Skalitz to spy on Sigismund said he'd set up camp and was getting ready to storm the castle. And Sir Rattay is an experienced soldier. He'd surely hold the castle for quite some time. It doesn't make sense.
What else did the spies see?
Not much of anything. Before they could get close enough, this huge storm started. And you were right. Sigismund has a hell of a lot of soldiers, including all manner of mercenaries. An army like that costs a fortune. Well, anyway, we'll find out when they get here, won't we?
Aye, we will.
Farewell.
Halt! Who goes there? Lucifer and all his minions. Who else, Rubber?
Sir Ratzig, what a relief.
Is his lordship there with you?
Yes, sir, he is right here.
What are you doing up so late, Divish? At your age, you need a good night's sleep.
Well, Rattay, you didn't exactly pick the best time for an outing either. In a big hurry?
It was a bit of a scramble, all right.
Believe it or not, this tempest is a godsend for me and my men. As my old granddad used to say, better a sore throat than a slit throat.
I'd say your grandfather was a wise man. Your messenger told us what happened.
Messenger?
The lad you sent to warn us.
He's alive? He made it to you?
He's here with me. He only got away by the skin of his teeth, though.
Thank God.
A brave young man. But tell me, friend, how on earth did you manage to get away?
Thank God for this tempest. When it began, Sigismund's Tatars crawled into their holes and left the storm into the castle for more clement weather. We were able to sneak out right under their noses. The Lord be praised. We wouldn't have stood a chance against them.
Would you like to spend the night in Talnberg?
No, no. When Sigismund finds the castle empty tomorrow, he might come looking for us. We'd only be exposing you to danger. Without me and my men, he has no call to attack you.
What will you do then?
We'll march to Rattay. It's only a short way, and there we'll have a better chance of defense and enough room for all of these people. If Sigismund should come, better bend your knee, Divish. There's no point dying in a battle that's futile.
You're right there.
Is that boy still with you?
I'm here, sir.
You have courage, lad. That I can't deny. I am sorry about what happened. Would you care to join us?
I'd like to, sir, but first I have to return to Skalitz.
Are you mad? What do you want there?
I can't leave my mother and father. I won't leave their corpses rotting in the street. I'll join you once I've taken care of them.
Don't even think of going back there, you donkey. Are you tired of living?
But sir!
Quiet! I'm sorry about your father, but getting killed as well won't help him. Divish, make sure that lad doesn't budge from Talnberg until things quieten down.
Not to worry, friend. Anyway, he's injured and needs to recover. I'll lock him up here as if he were Havel of Baldic.
I've seen you've grown a thick skin since your tribulation, sir. But thank you. We'll meet again when circumstances are more favorable. Farewell.
Farewell, friend, and good fortune. Give my regards to Sir Hanush.
I will. And good luck to you and your people, too. These are dark times. Move out!
Anywhere, people! Move out! It's only a short way to Rattay now!
Na, megkezdődik az éjjeli őrség.
Men, tonight we'll have triple patrols. Sort out the watches between you as always.
What is it you need?
I could use an extra pair of eyes, and yours are keen. Will you keep watch on the battlements with my men?
Is that a request or an order?
I'd rather it was a request you answered yes to.
Of course I'll help. I have to pay you back somehow after all you've done for me.
Splendid. And don't worry, I'll tell the men to relieve you later. May the Lord watch over you.
Oké, nézzük a csatateret. Ennyi a feladat.
Wandering around like a stray sheep. Must be your first watch, eh? I don't think anything much will be happening today. You can just lean against the wall and wait till morning. I'll show you what's what.
I will. Thank you.
Oké, elmentünk lefeküdni, majd a katonák szólnak, ha valami történik. Helyes. Na, már megint csata lesz. Azt mondja, a kajám az jól áll, eszek egy ilyet. Egy pillanat. Na, nézzük csak.
See how the self-appointed king wins the love and respect of his loyal subjects.
Indeed, Robard. Sigismund of Luxembourg has a rare talent for winning people over to his cause. We may be in for a surprise, though. I don't think he will set his heathen dogs on us today.
Greetings, Lord of Talnberg.
That's the bastard who led the attack at Skalitz and killed my parents.
Don't be an idiot. Do you want to end up like them?
I am Sir Markwart von Aulitz. I come in the name of Sigismund of Luxembourg, King of Hungary and Croatia, who has resolved to strike against those who disrupt concord in the land and to restore order in the name of his brother, King Wenceslaus IV.
Restore order by burning and pillaging the king's estates.
Greetings, Sir Markwart. The efforts of the king's brother to bring order to this chaotic land are undoubtedly noble. It seems to me, though, that he and his army have somewhat strayed. As Burgrave of Prague Castle, I am entirely beholden to the king, and here in Talnberg divine peace reigned until your arrival. To what then do we owe the honor of your visit?
Yesterday, His Majesty took action against the enemy of the kingdom, Sir Rattay Kobila, who has been using the silver from the Skalitz mine to fund insurrection against the crown. Unfortunately, the insurgent escaped. Would you happen to know, noble sir, where he might be at this time?
As far as I know, the Sir Rattay of which you speak is the king's hetman at Skalitz. I find it hard to imagine that he would rebel against our king. Nevertheless, I can assure you that Sir Rattay is not at Talnberg. He would be a fool indeed to flee from one castle, where he has little chance of defense, to another, where he has even less. Or do you take the view that my humble manner is any obstacle to your army?
Am I to inform the king then that Sir Rattay Kobila is not at Talnberg and that he has your loyalty.
Sir Radzig Kobila is not here, and I have no intentions of getting embroiled in affairs from which I have nothing to gain.
Very well, sir. As you wish. I will relay your words to the king in the hope he will be as well disposed as you seem to be.
Those who have clean consciences and goodwill may find themselves well disposed even at moments like this, when there is little cause for joy. Farewell, sir.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Na, elvonulnak.
Get on with you, Robard.
Lehet, hogy többfajta harcnembe kéne egyébként felhozni a karaktert, pontosabban ugye a hosszú kard, az mindenképpen. Az lenne a main, meg szerintem buzogány és pajzs. Páncélosuk ellen. Na, oké, megvan az is. Össze kell mennünk Skalitzbe, ugye? Jó, itt jön az, hogy mentek egyet. Mivel... Két mentésem van, oké, szuper. Mivel itt most megpróbálok zárakat feltörni. És hát jó lenne, hogyha nem lenne ebből nagy gond. Körül kellene néznem először is, hogy mit és hol lehet. Jó kis káposzta. Hey there.
She's not from around here. Always in the evenings while there's still a bit of light. She sits down and gets on. She's quite deft at it.
Hát igen, itt most nem megyek be, mert azért elég sokan látják. Itt mondjuk vicces lenne. Hát nem hiszem el. Oké, nincs baj. Na, próbáljuk meg ládát feltörni. Jó, fejlődött a lockpickem, az nagyon jó. Oké, kezdő felszerelésnek ezek jók. Very hard. Ezeket nem törjük fel szerintem. Itt van egy teljes kezdő felszerelés. Árd, oké, akkor ezeket hagyjuk. Oké, nézzük csak. Armor. Nem be is teltem. Oké, nézzük, hogy mink van még itt. Hát a agility kell ehhez, fasza. Questitem az hányas? 45-ös fasza. 8-as agility kell ehhez. Nincs sajnos, úgyhogy ezek használhatatlanok. Nekem majd eladjuk. Összességében viszont meg vagyunk. Remek. Nem nyitnak rám. Ákja. Nem jó, nem jó, nem jó. Remek. Szereztem karvédőt, az jó. Hard. Very hard, jó, ezt hagyjuk. Ez se túl nagy kastély amúgy. Oké. Itt szerintem más nem lesz, úgyhogy mehetünk is. Igen, ettől féltem, hogy nincs izé. Na mindegy, azt mondja, hogy weapon. Van ilyen. Meg van long distance árvom, az jó. Ez nagyon jó. Ezzel jöttem, ez a magyar ló. Vaj, micsoda settenkedős ló, az nincs hangja. De érdekes. Eladok pár olyan dolgot, ami nem lopott.
Good day to you.
Can we trade?
If you've got the coin. May the Lord watch over you.
Nagyon jó, van, összesen menjünk. 33-unk, nem sok. Na, olyan fegy vagy olyan dolgot próbálj meg eladni, ami nem lopott. Viszont súlyt nyom és nem használom. Na, például.
Can we do something about the price?
Aye.
Tudok kalkudni rá.
See now, I knew we'd come to an agreement.
Oké, siker. Nagyszerű. Beszélek még az emberrel, hogy ugyan engedjen már el. Jó napot!
Good health to you.
Ja, köszi.
Why did Sigismund burn down Skalitz and then come here too?
That's war for you, lad. Certain lords have resolved to take things into their own hands and eliminate anyone who doesn't share their view. Unfortunately, Sir Rattay is one of those. And what's more, he was sitting on a pile of silver that could help King Wenceslas's allies.
What happened in Kuttenberg?
Kuttenberg? Well, I'm just a simple soldier, but the good Lord gave me ears, and I've heard some things from Sir Divish and from those who fled from Sigismund's pillaging.
Were there many?
Indeed, but it was the Kuttenberg mercenaries who came to see me, because I knew them from before.
I see.
Listen, lad, these are all games of the high aristocracy. In Prague, a cabal of nobles rebelled against King Wenceslas, wealthy aristocrats who took against our king for reasons of their own. There's no doubt Sigismund had his fingers in the whole affair, him and Wenceslas's cousin Jobst. And that cabal helped him abduct the king.
So then why did Sigismund attack Kuttenberg?
Why do you think?
He was afraid of the Gutenberg insurgent lords to feed his troops from their granaries for the loot.
So he could loot it?
Correct. King Charles, may God grant him eternal glory, built Prague into a proper royal city, while King Wenceslas took a liking to Kuttenberg. After Prague, it's the most important city in Bohemia, in the entire Holy Roman Empire. He who commands the Kuttenberg silver is king.
So Kuttenberg sided with Wenceslas because he favoured it?
Now you're starting to understand. When Sigismund imprisoned Wenceslas and took control of Prague, the people of Kuttenberg began to raise an army against him. So with the attack on Kuttenberg, Sigismund killed two birds with one stone. He defeated Wenceslas's most powerful allies before they could stand against him, and also gained immense wealth.
Where did these humans come from, anyway?
I don't know much about them, only what the Chamberlain said. That they came to Hungary from the east and settled there. They're godless barbarians and merciless fighters. The nobles used to say the Hungarian king shouldn't enlist them, because they dishonor our rules of warfare. But when there's power and money to be had, it seems that honor isn't worth my spit. And believe me, it's always about power and money.
So, Robard, I need to get to Skalitz.
What would you do there, lad? Sigismund might have left, but the place will be swamped with robber barons, brigands, deserters, and other vermin. And anyway, your lord commanded you to stay here.
Viszont nekem mennem kell eltemetni a szüleimet. Azt mondja, hogy mire van a legnagyobb esély. If you were in my shoes, do the same. Már van a legnagyobb esély.
So, Robard, my parents died there. I can't leave them to be eaten by dogs. What would you do in my place?
Sorry, lad, but I won't take orders. You'll have to wait until everything settles down.
Jó, úgy látszik, hogy ez fixen, ezért van reputation lostos, nem baj.
I could do with a bite to eat.
On account of brigands like, huh? Aye.
Na kérem, megyünk akkor tovább.
God be with you.
I need to get out of here.
Says who? I've never seen you before in my life. And that's odd, seeing as how you're wearing our colors.
I'm the one who pays well for not asking stupid questions.
15-öt kér. Legyen hát annyi.
All right. Take care now.
15 az nem pénz. Vagyis hát most még az. Oké, és akkor izébe kell visszamennem Skalitzbe, ja. Miért nincs a lónak hangja? Nagyon érdekes. Gondolom bebugoltam, baj, nem zavar. Na, közben nézek térképet, mert nehogy az legyen, hogy eltévedek. Ugye izé fele kell menni. Igazából jobban járok erre. Nem bebugolt, de most azért nem indítom újra, nincs hangja a lópatának, de hát majd lesz. Ilyen előfordul néha.
To wait for me here, friend. Better to keep going on my own.
Leraktuk a lovat, az jó, bölcs döntés volt.
It's like they've already gone.
Oké, mehetünk is. Na most már eszek egyet, azt mondja, hogy nézzük csak káposztát egy. Ezért ezt elviszem, az ilyen szárított kajákat.
What's that? Hey, who? The answer to my prayers, just when I wanted to bet. Here.
Minden, amit tanultunk eddig.
Get going then. But leave that weapon right where it is.
What's to be done?
Nyomorult bandita. Ez mi ez a fegyver, amit felvettem? Ez is ilyen agilitis cucc. Hát igazából eldobom, mert nincs helyem hozzá. De baj, nincs sok helyem pumpálni. Több kenyeret se lootolok, már felesleges. Ez volt a szénkereskedő. Őtől levettük a szenet. Ki kell dobjak valamit, mert nincs helyem. Lehet, hogy kidobom ezt, mert ez úgy sér sokat. 6 kiló.
Hey! No! Leave me be! Don't kill me! I have nothing!
Why would anyone do this? What did these poor souls ever do to them?
What's going on there? What's that? Well now, who blood's come crawling out from under some rock?
Őt megöljük, mert nem így akartam, mindegy. Merci lesz ki jót. Mi van? Milyen van? Van nála pár cucc. Csizma, kesztyű. Nekünk mink van? Hadd nézzem. Kesztyűből 5-ös, csizmából új csizma, az biztos, hogy kell. Ez van bőrpáncél, vagy mi az? Plate counters, jó, egyelőre átveszem, azt mindjárt megnézzük, hogy mit mutat a rendszer. Hadd nézzem. Jó lesz ez kezdésnek. Oké. Meg elméletileg fejlődtünk is, így van. Ez mi? Clinch Master. 2 ponton van, az egyik az a teherbírás, a másik azt meg berakjuk a Clinch Masterre. Jelenleg itt az erőnél, a main levelnél meg Grow up, comfort, bad, invest it for you. The worse the bad, the better you sleep. Igazából ez annyira nem fontos, talán Night Rider. Egyelőre itt nem kell semmi. Jó sokat kell amúgy menni. Eléggé körbe kellett tenni, mert ugye itt rakott le minket a játék Rovnánál, és be kellett teljesen futnunk az úton, és erre jöttünk, és most ugye itt megyünk, ezek az utak le vannak zárva totálba, és csak itt fogunk tudni bejönni. komoly. Itt is van egy mocsok.
Well now, look what's come crawling out from under some rock. What's the matter?
Hát az fejes volt, haver.
Curse it! Dear God.
Nem bandita. Bandita ellen, ó, egy Marigold Potion, meg egy bandage, azt vigyük. Jó jön az. Félipje ő az, aha. Viszont a kardja az megvan, a sárd. Hadd nézzem. Félip, sárd. A gelit is, ez is az a baj. Nekem olyanom meg nincs.
You stood by his side and he did this to you. In the end, you were a hero. You didn't run away. Didn't abandon like me.
Várjál. Micsoda? Megölték a izét, a kard trénert. Ő volt az. Ezek voltak a kereskedők. Ez meg a Csajci, Bianca.
Not you. It wasn't supposed to be you, Bianca. I'll find the bastards that did this to you. I'll find them. I swear it.
Jó, esküt fogadtunk, van nálam még Safe Potion, meg a Bianca gyűrűje. Most fel is veszem, mert ad karizmát.
Why did you do it to me, Father? Why? Why did you leave me? Forgive me. Forgive me for everything. Next time I won't run. I'll never run away again. I'll find the one who did this to you. I remember his face. I'll find him. But first, I have to find the shovel and
I'll take care of you. I remember you told me you wanted to lie beside Mother. Here. Under the linden tree. At least I can do that much for you.
Kutyus.
Get away, you mutt! Get away, you beast!
What's going on? Smithjack? What in God's name are you doing?
What do you think I'm doing? Digging turnips? The beast just went for me.
Isn't that Mutt the butcher's, Mutt? And isn't that body the butcher's?
Yeah, that's him. What's that got to do with anything?
I'd say the poor creature is standing guard over his master. You weren't trying to get to him, were you?
What do you care what I'm doing here? What are you doing here?
I came to bury my parents.
So bury them and leave me be.
Do you know what happened to Teresa from the mill? When I fled, the Cumans wanted to... They meant to violate her, and God knows what else.
No, I don't know. What do I care? They probably raped her and killed her like all the others.
Ez így bunkó.
Her misfortune. Right now, I've got to take care of myself.
I've interrupted you robbing the dead. Is that why you're so ill-tempered? You bastard. Haven't you got a shred of honor?
And what of it? The butcher has no more need of corn. And now that I think of it, your sword would do me quite nicely as well. Will you hand it over without a fuss, or do you want to end up like the butcher here?
The only way you'll touch this sword is when I shove it in your guts.
So that's the way of it?
Bocsi kutyus, de kell a kaja. Egész tartalmas volt a visszafelvezető út, egyébként 3 banditát vertünk szét.
This is a good place. You're gonna like it.
So, let's get to it. Damn it all. How am I going to do this?
Do you need some help? Is that him?
Yes. Can't you see the sword?
Who are you? What do you want?
Zbyszek? Who do you think we are? Franciscan brothers? We're here to rob you of everything you've got. Especially that fine blade that's of no use to a peasant like you anyway.
Banish the thought. It is my father's sword.
You mean him? I don't think he's going to be needing it anymore. Listen here, boy. You hand over that sword, I might just let you go. If not, you're in for a family reunion you really don't want.
Leave me alone.
Kill him, Runt! Aye, cut the bastard down.
Gyorsabbnak kéne lenni. Egyet legalább bele kéne ütni.
Could have just cost you a few teeth.
Gyerünk! Verjük el!
I'll have to get something to eat. It's starting to get hungry.
Get him! God!
Nem baj, adtunk neki. Ez az.
I told you how it would end. You should have listened to me. This is nice work. The chief is going to like it.
Chief, főnök.
It's new, isn't it?
Na, ki is mondta a kulcsszót.
Now, for the maiden bloodletting. Surely your father never would have imagined it would be your blood. I believe there's a word for such moments. The old man would certainly know. But I'm just a common killer. Did you help make it? No doubt you did. Such miserable luck. To die by the sword you helped forge.
Hey, go fuckers!
Na, itt a Tereza.
The games are over.
Megmenekült, ugye? De ők már lovagok. Fentót. Ez magyar, mert hogy a maga a karakter. Jó, néz ki nagyon amúgy a game. Ez volt a prológus, 2,5 óra, azért komoly. Na és ezek már a rémálmok. Az ébredés. Itt nem látok, azt mondja. Húzta kézzel fogok elverni, mint a lovat. Meglátod. A klincsem is jobb, mint neked. A bajszos lovag. Ott belöktük oda. Hova löktem ezt? Őt is belöktük oda. Kilököm őket a pályáról. Igen. Látod? Nyugodjál meg. Téged is oda, úgy. Gyere! Gyere ki onnan, ha mersz. Úgy belögtem őket, hogy beestek a textúra mögé. Oh.
Wake up, Henry. It's past sunrise. Henry, can you hear me? Get up, Henry. Wake up. It's a new day.
Henry, can you hear me? Hallelujah. I thought you'd never wake. Were you having a nightmare?
Teresa?
You still have a fever. Uncle won't be pleased, but you'll have to stay in bed.
Where am I? In Skalitz?
Persze.
We're at my uncle's mill in Rattay. I didn't know where else to go.
Nagybátyám Malbában, Rattayben
You don't
vagyunk.
remember anything? I suppose that's not surprising. I found you in Skalitz after those bandits attacked you.
I thought they'd done for you, but you were still breathing. Why in heaven's name did you go back there? It was madness. They slaughtered everyone who didn't run.
My parents, I wanted to bury them. I had to...
Don't worry. I took care of it.
Thank you.
Any good Christian would have done the same. Now sleep. You need your strength back.
Good delicious day later. Hány napig voltunk kiütve?
Good morning.
It's near midnight. You've slept all day.
Fél van. Vagy mi?
Oh, I feel like a horse fell on me.
The beating you took was worse. But at least the fever's broken.
How did you manage to save me?
You were lucky. I was in Skalitz and I saw Zbyszek and his thugs. I tried to distract them, but it would have been no use if those soldiers from Talnberg hadn't arrived. They were searching for you and scattered the bandits.
What in the world were you doing in Skalitz?
Waiting to die.
What?
They killed my brothers, my family, my friends.
They're all dead.
All of them. Everyone I ever loved. They killed one of my brothers in the mines. After that, what did I have to live for?
Don't say that. There's always hope.
No, there isn't. But it doesn't matter. I'm a different person now.
Searching for me?
Yes. Lord Divish sent them, led by Captain Robard. So tell me, why is a lord of such high standing interested in a blacksmith?
Sir Divish promised Sir Rattay he'd look after me. But as for why they should care, I've no idea. Oh, I'm exhausted.
I'm not surprised. I'll bring you water and something to eat. In the meantime, rest. You're still very weak.
Na, oké, másnap most már. Most már itt vagyunk.
How's the invalid today?
Haven't felt as good as this since they lashed me to the wheel and quartered me on the town square.
Got your sense of humor back. You must be better. My uncle will be glad to hear it. I had a job persuading him to let me bring you here. If you'd lain around much longer, he really would have dumped you on the town square. You can stay until you find somewhere else to live, but my uncle will want payment for taking you in and caring for you.
And this is your uncle's house?
We're in Rattay Mill, my uncle's mill at Peshek. He took me in, and I talked him into taking care of you too.
I've been lying here long enough.
Uncle will be pleased he's one mouth less to feed. But are you truly well enough?
Well enough to do what has to be done. Where can I find Sir Rattay?
He's in the lower castle in Perkstein. He's a guest of Sir Hanush of Leipa. But someone like you can't just walk up bold as you please and demand an audience.
I know Sir Rattay, and I didn't bring him his sword as I was supposed to. I must see him.
If you insist. But you need to speak to my uncle first. You've been in your sickbed for over a fortnight while he paid the apothecary to tend to you, and for medicine. That's a good deal of a coin you owe him.
I've been lying here 2 weeks. My God.
Better a fortnight in bed than an eternity in the grave. If it weren't for
Na,
my
az első az
uncle,
lesz,
you
hogy
wouldn't be here at all.
kapásból mentek egyet.
I owe you both my life, and I'll repay my debt. You have my word.
All right. But before you go to town, you should eat something. You're still weak. There's food on the table for you.
Oké. És akkor itt. Így már jó. Mentettünk egyet. Na nézzük, csak azt mondja, hogy visszaöltözök. Ó, zsír. Hármas agility. Ja, nincs hármas agility szerintem. Ezeket el kéne adni. Azt kell vegyek majd egy jobb izét. Tudod. A kezdésnek szerintem... Ja, így jó lesz. Ez így csak food. Oké, egész jól állunk egyébként így kajával most. Ezt nem kellett volna már betolni, mindegy. Jó lett volna később is. Azt mondja, hogy az armorok fent vannak, ami nekem kell az... Most nem vettem el a fegyvereket? Most nem értem, mi? Na most már jó. Beszélek a... Ezek csak a küldetéseket, ugye fel kell menni majd a Radzikhoz. Beszélni kell a pesekkel. Na most így mindent aprólékosan fog csinálni. És DLC aktivitás van. Egyelőre az nem fontos. Beszéljünk.
My name's Henry. Thank you for taking care of me here.
My name's Peshek, and I'm the miller here. You've already met my niece, Teresa. She took care of you for 2 whole weeks while you were in limbo. And talking of you being at death's door, while you were lying here, you worked up quite a bill with the bloodletter, who came now and again to keep you alive with his potions. That quack doesn't come cheap. I paid him what I could, but I still, that is, you still owe him.
I see. Well, it's better to be in debt than to lie dead in a ditch. What do I owe? I'm not afraid of hard work.
You won't pay for that shoveling manure. I might have a better job for you. And it's not something any fool can do. If you prove to me you're a clever lad, I might trust you with something you could really make money from. What do you say?
Sima.
Well, what would you need from me?
A trifle. Just to take something from someone and bring it to someone else. And not get caught while you're doing it.
That sounds straightforward enough. Except for not get caught. Why would anyone want to catch me?
Oh, don't worry. It's just a job like any other. Only this one requires, let's say the right moral disposition. Do corpses bother you?
No honourable man should touch them. That's the executioner's job.
Did you expect I'd give you a hoe and send you out to the fields? You can dig all right, but somewhere else. I want to know whether you're going to hide behind some stupid fucking scruples, or if you might be useful for more unconventional work.
I was prepared for just about anything, but that's a bit much. But go on. Tell me more.
Listen, it's about this ring my mate Wojciech, the Kohelnitz miller, had his eye on. Trouble is, they buried the ring by the gibbet along with the villain they hung while he was wearing it.
Jesus Christ. You want me to dig up a corpse, take a ring from it and give it to your friend in Kohelnitz? Is nothing sacred to you?
Money first, morals later.
Semmi sem szenteteknek, ez pénz első. Ki kell ásni, hogy egy holttestet és felvenni egy gyűrűjét, akit a hóhér temetett el talán.
Disrespectful to disturb a corpse. Never read the Bible. It's still a human body, only it's missing a soul. Why be disgusted by something created by God?
I think I've already heard more than I need to know. You've got the tongue of the devil himself. If you tried hard enough, I bet you could justify sodomy with a goat.
Watch your mouth, boy. There's a shovel here around the mill somewhere. If there's any problem, come and see me. And here's something on the side to make you dig better.
Thanks. I'll need it.
Dig better.
I can't believe I've come to this. Digging up
Mit adott ez nekem?
Oh, and watch out for the executioner and his hounds. They're pretty savage. And I don't just mean the dogs. You can just throw them some meat. The dogs, that is. But the executioner? Well, don't vex him.
Farewell.
Ja, pálinkát adott Spirit. Oké. Csináljunk egy olyat.
Farewell.
Try unlocking this trunk.
Most arra vagyok kíváncsi, hogy ez mennyit fejleszt nekem a... Itt van a lockpick.
Hold the lockpick in your right hand and use it to feel out the Got it? Good. Now turn the whole lock with the blade, but don't stop holding the tumbler with the pick. You're a dab hand, Hal. Make something out of you yet. Remember, this trunk's only for practice.
Fejleszt ez valamennyit? Ó, hogy ne várjunk csak.
Times, if you like. Then good luck with the real.
Ezt hányszor lehet nálam ezt csinálni? Ezt majd kipróbáljuk többször. Jó, hát szereztem még egy potion-t, ami save potion. Úgyhogy megvan az első ilyen komolyabb feladat. Azt mondja itt az ásó. Vagy lapát, vagy nem tudom mi ez. Hol a Tereza? Csak azért nyitom ki, hogy fejlődjek. Ennyi. Fejlődésért mindent, jó napot. Hol a csaj? Eltűnt a lány. Várjál, mert a csajnak nem itt kellene lennie valahol. Itt van, megvan. Hova tűnt? Teleportált.
Yes, it was very good. Did you bake it yourself?
I did. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Várj, beszélgessünk már.
Henry, I'm so glad to see you.
What's that dog you have here? He looks familiar.
Don't you remember him?
It's Mart, the butcher's dog from Skalitz.
Ah, of course. When I went back to bury my parents, he was guarding his master's dead body. A faithful dog. How come he's here?
When we carted you here, we took Mutt along too. He's been hanging around the mill ever since.
How's he doing?
A lot better now. I slipped him something good now and again when Uncle wasn't looking.
He won't starve to death then. What does the miller have to say about it?
He can't stand him.
How's that?
Every time he sees him, he starts shouting that he's a useless mouth to feed and that'll skin him.
Jesus.
And it didn't even soften his heart when Mutt brought a hare from the woods. He was happy to eat it, but it didn't change his mind.
I could have a word with him.
That would be a waste of time.
Does he obey you?
Me? Not much. He's got a mind of his own, and I'm just not strict enough.
Ah, spoilt then.
No, he just hasn't learned many commands. But he's well able to beg for a piece of meat.
How long has he been with you?
More or less since we came here. He runs off now and again, but he always comes back.
Kutyát azt rögtön az elején egyébként elvisszük, azt elkezdjük felfejleszteni, mert nagy segítség lesz.
Yeah. I'd keep him, but he reminds me too much of Tinker, you know? I don't want to think about Skalitz. So I thought maybe you might take him with you?
Me?
I'm sure the two of you would get on great. He's a handsome fella and lovable. I'd be very happy if you had him.
But we never had a dog at the smithy. We never needed one.
Come on. He's got no one.
All right. I'll take him. He can keep me company on my travels.
Thanks, Henry. Go and get him then. He's sniffing around somewhere here.
Ennyi? Más nem volt?
Have you got a moment? I'd like to ask a few questions about Skalitz. I don't remember much.
All right. What do you want to know?
How did you get me away from Skalitz?
It wasn't easy. So Robard and his men helped load you on a wagon and we harnessed an old nag the bandits had left behind. The soldiers escorted us all the way here, God bless them.
What about
Mi történt a banditákkal?
So Robard and his men routed them. They killed the few.
Elkergették őket, az jó.
Fled, and Zbyszek with them. It won't be safe in Skalitz for a while yet.
Zbyszeket azt még kinyírjuk, mert az áruló.
Why would Zbyszek do that? I never thought.
Meg hát bunkó is volt amúgy.
He was always a nasty piece of work.
Mindig őrült volt,
ja. Me he joined them. If you knew what he did to me.
Tell me.
When those humans, they call them, when the humans came, Zbyszek pushed me out in front of them and fled. He sacrificed me to save his own hide.
Úgy menekült meg a kis mocsok. Egy csajt odalökte a izéknek, a kunoknak, vagy ezeknek a magyaroknak.
Where's the sword I had?
You had a sword? It's gone now. Those scum took everything, including your horse.
I don't give a damn about the horse. I stole it anyway. But my father forged that.
Bemegyünk először a városba, eladom, ami nálam van. Várjunk, az nem jó, mert lopott.
Well, you can't.
Ja, de nem, most már nem lopott.
Just be thankful you're still alive.
What happened to the other Skalitz folk?
What happened to the other survivors from Skalitz?
They sought refuge in Rattay. And some of the Rattay folk were none too
Rattayban van mindenki, oké?
Matthew, Fritz and Matthias, Johanka.
Matthew, Fritz, Matthias, Johanka. Élnek.
Matthias is at the stud farm in Merhoyed.
Matthias a stud farmon van a Merhoyedbe. Johanka a Szauban van.
They're up to no good somewhere.
Jó, akkor ők élnek, az jó.
What about Sir Radzig?
Sir Hanush, he's the lord of Rattay. He gave his lower castle to Sir Radzig, a place called
a kisebbik kastélyt az izének
Sir Hanush lives at the upper castle.
Aha, oké. Az itteni Rattay vezető, az a Hanush odaadta a kisebbik kastélyt a Radzignak, a Lower Castle.
How did you get away from those Cumans?
You're wrong. If it hadn't been for you. When they came to the mill, they slaughtered everyone and kept me for last. After you distracted them, I fled to the mines to find my brother, but my brother was dead, but I owe my life and more to you.
And I owe mine to you. The scales are balanced. I won't trouble you anymore. Let's leave it be.
Jó, azt végigbeszélgettem.
I'd like to know.
What do you like in Rattay?
How do you like it in Rattay?
It's a big town with good strong walls, so I suppose we're safe here.
Biztonságban vagyunk, mert magas falak vannak.
But for how much longer? They'll grow tired of us soon enough.
How are the Skalitz folk getting on?
They're alive. That's the main thing. They have shelter, but they're just scraping by. Rattay citizens aren't happy the town is full of beggars who don't look like leaving anytime soon.
Ja, igen, mert aki ide átkerült, az mind ilyen ódus botra jutott.
Do you know anything about those Cuman rapists? About